Welcome, everybody, to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gomer, and a podcast engineer here, and excited to bring you another episode of The Mastery of Connections with Holmes. We do here every Wednesday at 10 o'clock a.m. Central, 8 o'clock Pacific. And so this show is kind of about um, making connections, and networking. And as Ellen likes to say, it's not about me, it's about we. So um, I have a great guest today, but to get yourself, I'm going to pass it over to Ellen to kick us off.
Yes, thank you, Emily. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be around the world. What up, Billy? This is your Master Connector MC Holmes for another Mastery of Connections. We always say community is the essence of business, and what a perfect way for today to begin that, because today we have a gentleman who is the founder of Go Brunch. Go Brunch is an amazing community that I've had the honor and privilege of attending several times over the past several months, and we have definitely the man of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. Without any further ado, let's bring in Richard Lowenthal, which is the founder of Go Brunch. Just thank you, Richard, for being here. And
My
we want to
pleasure.
just jump. Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump right in and find, community, there's so much going on around the world. And you started, tell me this, let's start off by saying, how did you come up with the idea of Go Brunch, and where was the motivation and the intuition of behind it? Tell us a little, let's hear a little bit about your story and your journey.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Emily. I was working, I co founded a business school and I was working as a CEO. And I decided to step back as an executive and I started to work from home. Well, working from home, many times it becomes lonely, right? As you know. And I was, working from home, I was feeling lonely. And I started to attend different kinds of webinars, just thinking about, hey, you know what? Maybe I can connect with different people, right? And then when I realized that there was something wrong, because the webinars they were pretty boring, and many times you don't even know if okay I am lonely here, or there where can I speak with the presenter. And that's where I started to realize a huge gap for improving communication between people when they're meeting online. That was the starting point when I started to envision Go Brunch.
Okay, absolutely. Now, for those out there who are maybe starting a business, or they, like you say, they're lonely, or they're just looking for maybe to snip another, or a nonprofit, or just a project in general, what makes uh, Go Brunch stand out above all the, millions of other platforms that are out there?
I think the main aspect about Go Brunch that many people start falling in love with is the ability for you to create a deeper sense of belonging. In Go Brunch, you can see, avatars of yourself, but I think the main difference is that you create a representation of what you are. Let's say if you like sports, you can create a virtual space, and it's not like you don't need VR or anything like that. Just like it's a very simple interface. But if you like sport, you can have like a world based on sports. If you like art, you can create like the world of art, right? And then you can have everything, all kind of components inside your space that resonates with you. And when people join this space, they'll say, "Oh, Alan, this is just you," right? And this is the magic that you have in Go Brunch, because it becomes way more playful. It becomes way more immersive for you to have any kind of meetings. And this is number one, right? It's like the ability for you to feel this belonging because you can customize everything. You can customize the background. You can add widgets, and you can add, different kinds of components on your screen. The second one is the ability for you to not be able to, or you don't have to start a session, which means you have your place. And many branchers, we call them branchers, our users, right? They stay inside their rooms and they live inside their rooms because that's where they belong. And you don't have to start, you don't have to search for a link. You just need to be in your room, and people can join at any time. And the third
Uh,
aspect of Go Branch, it allows you to create a community. That's pretty much, I think, the three main benefits that I can point out to you.
okay, all right. So now that's amazing. And for those who don't know, Richard, and you know, the man, the person behind the Go Brunch, what they would ask, a little bit, how did you come up, even dream up with the idea of I mean, I know you shared earlier about the various different feeling lonely in businesses, but what else can you share with those who are maybe thinking about um, making it a part of their respective community? Is other features that they could possibly, uh, add on to it, or if they want to cross over, you have, specific um, classes, what or projects that works better than the other. I know that, for example, H&P, where I learned about is Edwin is doing some amazing things within the H&P and Go Brunch, and so that's one of the things. But if I'm a just a nonprofit or a traditional, does it work, for example, work at home or affiliate or network marketers, or is it more a, yeah, I don't want to put the words in there. Can you tell me what are
Yeah,
some of the other?
that's a good question. Yeah, in terms of, yeah, audiences, number one is, especially if you're looking to create a sense of community. And many times, these days, we don't want to be educated anymore only, right? And that's where community starts to become very, very powerful, because we need to, connect with people. We need to have like the feeling that, hey, I'm here to support you. And instead of you just offering coaching sessions, right? And one of our main audiences are, coaches and content creators. Instead of you just doing that, you set up like a community space with rooms inside it. And once you set this kind of community space, you can provide the necessary support for your members. You can have webinars, you can have master classes or masterminds, and you can still have your own one sessions, but everything inside your personalized, unique space that only you have. This is the main use case that we have. In addition to that, you can use GoBrunch for setting up your virtual office. Some people call this as a virtual workspace. And in this way, like, imagine that you're working with a team. Each one of your team members, they can have a different office, and you can, this definitely improve the communication, right? And between you and them, instead of just using text, you can see the building of your office, just like your virtual headquarter, and you can communicate with your members more, effectively than just, yeah, traditional text, Slack, or Microsoft Teams.
All right. Well, and since we're on the incredible world of ability, and we have our podcast here, and we'll be getting into that in a little bit. The world of ability and disability channel just has been, it's an audience that a lot of I love being a part of, because outside of the world of ability is a lot of times we it's the voices that say that, I kind of acted, and we're all here at the disability channel. They don't really get the incredible opportunity they deserve, because there's it's a overlooked community, if you will. So how does Go Brunch, or what are some of the things they're working on to help the disability community and those who have just talents that need to be shared with, like they do have, we have here on the Disability and the World Ability.
Yeah, that's a very good, interesting that you are mentioning that. Um, we had a person who started using Go Brunch, and yeah, he has disabilities. He was creating like community for disabled, and which pretty much you have like different scenarios for people, for them to collaborate, to connect, right? At the end of the day, we need to connect. And this space here, from his name was is Brent, right? He's a really cool guy from, I think, from Florida, and he was just, building different spaces with more immersive scenarios where people could join, they could communicate, they could, collaborate in different kinds of projects. Let's say, hey, I'm working on this. You could go work together. You could like do body doubling, which is pretty much, hey, I'm working on this stuff. I'm working with that stuff, but I'm here with you to provide the necessary energy, right? And this is, because Go Brunch has this immersive look and feel. It definitely helps people to, feel themselves or see themselves inside any kind of place, right? And this place can last forever. And you can just turn this room to be a 24/7, right? And this definitely helps people to imagine, to be more creative. And I have ADHD, and many times I lost my attention with something. But the Go Brunch atmosphere definitely helps you to focus a little bit more, because you can see the participants. You can see, like, just imagine that this is a real place, however, is on your screen.
Wow, that's incredible. So the next question would probably be, obviously, how does someone? What are some of the classes I know that you have within the Go Brunch theme and community with H&P? What are some of the events that uh, individuals who maybe are thinking about coming to Go Brunch, and definitely, hopefully, after they look at the audience and they listen to the recording, what are some of the classes that or trainings that a person can take if they're just how user friendly is it, for example?
Yeah, pretty much. First of all, there are many different use cases you can use for, setting up a classroom or a webinar or a co-working space, which is one of the main ones that we have. Or you can even use Go Brunch to set up a showcase, right? And a showcase is like, imagine that you have an art gallery or a museum. You can create a kind of experience like navigating through your artwork and see everything that you have, adding videos and adding images. Now, the way that HNP has a lot of different meetings, right, across the week. And what they do is they use Go Brunch for gathering their members in different ways. They have like meetings for women, meetings for, international people, or Canada group. And it's nice because each one of them, they have their unique personality, and it becomes like a permanent room for them to join. And there's no limit of time, as much as, the meetings have a length, but there's no limit of time. They can connect with each other every week, and in these different events.
Okay, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love Go Brunch for the simple fact that it's very um, easy to use and maneuver. And I just joined the HNP Global, for example, just yesterday. It was with Fareed and just incredible Atia, and we had the uh, just a plethora of individuals. Shirley Burgess, all the way from UK. So that's what I like about it. It reaches international appeal, and just have and I know they're getting on me, probably missing some names here, but just H&P Global Enthusiasts, I always go there, and of course the worldwide one. And like you say, it's just in a matter of amazing a group of people. Okay, and then as we coming around here, just let me ask you, how does someone just, like say, you know what, I'm ready to set up an account. How do they get the account? and how do they contact you as the CEO? What's the best way to
Yeah,
be a part of Go Brunch community if somebody just say, you know what, I'm ready to get started here?
yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, I just have to type gobrunch.com, and this is our website, and they can start exploring. We do have a YouTube channel with a lot of videos, a lot of tutorials, and there is a get started tutorial where you can learn step by step how you can set up your room, how you can decorate your room, and how you can use GoBrunch for different purposes, or if you want to use just like for a single meeting. And yeah, in gobrunch.com, you can have all this information. In addition to that, yeah, they can connect with me on LinkedIn, right, with Richard Lowenthal, and find search for GoBrunch. And I can definitely, we do have weekly demonstrations that people can join. We brainstorm. And what is interesting about GoBrunch is that we do have our community of brunchers, and there is like a global calendar that we share with every member, as you are aware of. And then the members, they can participate in all these meetings, all these events. They can promote their businesses, they can promote their services, and it's actually a very interesting, let's say, addition, especially if you're starting your business, if you're still in the growth stage, right, and or early stages. And then you can promote your event in GoBrunch in this calendar, and then we help everyone to connect with each other.
Wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate you, Richard, for stopping by and just taking time out of your busy Wednesday to come and speak with us. I know that Emily is going to share with us a little bit about where else those who are listening around the world with the Disability Channel and Jay Stoyan, who has an incredible, uh, you know, project that he's working on to help those with disabilities across the world get actual, uh, jobs, and Emily can maybe touch that a little bit. And they'll definitely want to maybe utilize some of the Go Brunching features. Emily?
Um, so it'll have a show out on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, probably on Easy Expo, it's a virtual platform as well. Um, and I have a number of different projects, um, and love to have anybody come on a show, whether it's this Master of Connections or a different one. So we have different shows, a part of the World of Ability Podcast Network, um, and so on. But I see that we have Christian here too. I'm sure if Christian, are you able to say anything? Not sure if he's there or not, but
Yeah, can you hear me?
yep, can hear you.
Hey, Christian. Oh, we did. Yeah, Christian is he definitely gonna pop on in just a minute. Christian is Richard is part of the ECU Marketing for All, and as anybody knows, the Massive Connections has many connections, and we'll definitely have Christian speak to that. He has a show on Fridays, Conversation for All, which is just an incredible platform to just have
Come
real
on.
decent conversations, and I'm learning more about platforms like Go Brunch. Christian, go for it, my brother.
Yeah, so, well, thank you. Thank you again, Alan. Appreciate it. Obviously, appreciate Emily as well. For getting our kind of morning started right before, um, right before school. So we're getting some last minute things going, but I wanted to make sure that we are here and supporting Alan and the mastery of connections. It's definitely something. It's something that's definitely needed in the world, and Alan is a great person that likes to connect and like to be that connection. So it's definitely great to support you, Alan, and it's wonderful to see again the support and everything else that Emily continues to do, and the all of the work that Emily's doing. that we have now Alan's show and then now Conversation for All with EC Marketing for All. So it is definitely a great blessing. It is definitely to get that awareness and raising awareness for our veteran suicide rate, currently sitting at 22. And what we want to do is we want to bring more awareness to the men and women of this country that have served and that aren't getting the resources. We want to bring that same awareness to the disability, today's disability channel, and we also want to make sure that we're working with one another in a more kinder way. And raising awareness is only part of what needs to be done. An additional thing is we have to actually put some action behind it. So we do ask folks to take actionable steps while we're meeting on Fridays. We like to invite folks to drop their names and introduce themselves, and definitely have a little bit of networking when we get started. And then from there, we want to make sure that we support each other. So we're going to be sending out those links and out to each other's networks so that we expand, that we support Project Die Hard, that we support the Disability Channel and the World of Ability Podcast Network, because that's what's making it possible. That's what's helping out. And then for those that again want to get involved and want to do things, make sure that you guys do contact Brian or or Jay, or Edwin, or whomever the person is in the lead. But get involved, and definitely thank you for the time. Remember, Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Conversation for All. We have great insights, help, and just get to know one another, and just take a mindful moment for one another as well. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Emily. And thank you, Richard.
Thank, yeah, thank you so much, Christian, for that. Uh, well, I appreciate you, Christian, for doing. I know he's taking care of the family right now, but Richard, this is what we do, and for all those listening with Go Brunch in the community, thank you so much for being part here, and we encourage you to come by and just stop by World of Ability tonight if you can, or invite someone there. We'll be mentioning Go Brunch, and as well as Conversation for All with our Christian brother from another on Fridays, Richard. But thank you so much. Any other closing thoughts you want to share with the World of Ability and Disability Channel and Jay Story? You're definitely going to be listening about Go Brunch, and we can contribute to your community.
No, I just want to say that you guys are doing an amazing job. And yeah, again, it's absolutely amazing that you are supporting everyone. I'm pretty sure that, everyone is absolutely pleased with, the work that you are doing and how valuable this the channel that you're creating, all this social media, all the communication, all the content that you are generating, and networking, especially as Chris was mentioning, is essential, right? And valuable for them. Congratulations for the work that you have been achieving here.
Okay, thank you so much. And Emily, I'm gonna let you bring it home. And as always, we appreciate you, because if it hadn't been for you, and Jay, historian, and Disability Channel World Ability, Massive Connection would be a thought. And we appreciate you.
Thank you, Alan, and thank you, Richard, and Christian for joining us today, and everybody next week. Back to you, Alan.
All
Thank you,
right, and
guys.
thank
Thank
you
you,
for
Emily. Thank you, Alan.
no problem. Thank you
Appreciate.
for joining us, and then we'll see you next week on the Massive Connections. And who knows who you'll see the next guest will be on. But like I say, definitely invite you for a Word of Ability and the conversation we're on Fridays with Christian. We have real conversations what's going on in the world. Thank you. Until then, next time, Mr. Massive Connections or MC Holmes. Thank you for your time. We love you and we appreciate you.